euro in total prize money. James Sheehan's Hurricane Ben won it last year when ridden by Davy Russell. Davy is on one of the outsiders this afternoon in the race, but number one is the West's Awake. Again, a lovely name. The gelding by Yates in the colours of Sue Magner. Evan O'Grady is your trainer. Andrew Lynch will ride the West's Awake. 2, Bomb Papa, Willie Mullins and Mark Walsh aboard. 3 is Three Wise Men. Dylan Robinson takes 5 off. 4, Blazer, Jody McGarvey. 5 is your market leader, the impressive Leopardstown winner Patrick's Park. Will have the assistance of Paul Townend. Can he defy a 10-pound hike in the weight? 6, Ask Niall for the Wexford man. Seamus Neville. On board will be Brian Hayes. Number 7, Cross Who Boy is the Mount of Harley Dunn, takes 5 off. 8, Davy Russell aboard Robin De Mana. 9, Bellamy de Sivola, Sean Flanagan. 10, Our Dougal, Robbie Power. 11, Courjoyeux is Luke Dempsey. And number 12, Dennis Hogan steers. Andrew Ring rides, taking 3 off the regular. In the Boyd Sports Novice Handicap, Chase Tomley. Now having been favourite, Patrick's Park, easy enough to back. Money coming for Bon Papa.
Bon Papa, the horse who we've seen the last twice, shape up really very well over further in Grade 1 contests. This today off 139, his first ever handicap. He's a son of Network, the sire of Sprinter Sacra. Big, sleek, black, impressive, physically imposing horse in the paddock. And I think this drop-in trip on this kind of ground, you can understand why the market speaks in his favour. His stablemate Patrick's Park, very good under Rachel Blackmore at Leopardstown the last day. What a well-handicapped horse Willie Mullins appears to have adopted there from Matt Shepherd's stable in the UK. Up another £10, as you alluded to. So those two hold a powerful chance for Willie Mullins, who also has Blazer. If you're fishing around trying to find the horse, just attracting those little nibbles of support at much bigger odds. 20 to 1 this morning, 14 to 1 here on the track. That's number 11. Also, like Bon Papa in the colours of JP McManus, Courjoyeux for the Dempseys. So Courjoyeux 14 to 1 from 20 to 1, but the strong one at the front of the market, and now favourite on the betting exchanges. Number 2, Bon Papa, first handicap. He's run well in Grade 1s. Can he win a handicap?
Sean Flanagan and Davy Russell in conversation en route to getting their instructions.
Bon Papa.
Number 2 is...
Yeah, Bon Papa.
Yeah, Bon Papa. Yeah, won a beginner's chase and punchdown over this trip. Then found out over 3 miles in Leopardstown at Christmas. And again behind Mona Lee. Drops down, I think 139 is a fair rating for him, Robert. We'd have thought he was a better horse than that. You know, when the ground is testing as it is, that should negate the issue the trip could be.
I'd like to see him again, but we're going to look at Patrick's Park here, Ted.
Yeah, another one of Willie's, Ruby. You fill in there.
Yeah, no, Rachel Blackmore won him at the Dublin Racing Festival. He came from England. He's got a £10 penalty for it, but look, he is a distance winner. He's a good old jumper. Paul rides him and he's in good form, but you know, he's competitive.
Balamida Sivola
is Knowles. Up.
Yeah, well, he's run, what, half a dozen times over the fences. He's bred to be decent, no doubt about that. He's by Network, the sire of Sprinter Sacra. He's out of a Gad Royale mare, trained by Noel Mead. And at Leopardstown, I thought it was a good effort when he was runner-up there on Stephen's Day. He's run subsequently and was well beaten back at Leopardstown.
Over to you, Tracy.
Yes, I'm joined here by Noel Mead. Just looking at your runner there, Bellamy de Sivola, Noel, he looks absolutely fantastic. What do you think happened last time at Leopardstown?
I think we might have just overused him a little bit the last day. Look, I think he has a hell of a chance if he'd handle the ground, but I'll have to be honest, he is better on better ground, and that's a big factor with him. We probably won't make as much use of him today and hope that he might get home in the ground. He's in tremendous form and he's really well.
He really looks it.
Yeah, he looks great, and he's a gorgeous big horse, and I'm hopeful, but the ground is a problem.
And then tomorrow you've got 2 in the National. You've got Snow Falcon and Moulin Vent. And you both would have decent chances, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they're both novices. They're both young horses. Snow Falcon is a class horse. He's a Grade 2 hurdler. He's on under 11 stone, which is a big thing. I don't know whether he'll get the trip or not. We don't know, but we think he gets 3 miles over hurdles. So usually, if they get that, they get a bit further over fences. He's been jumping reasonably well in his novice chases. He went to Cheltenham and got cast in the box and ended up not running, so he's
so frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely, for everybody. He's come back fresh and he's in good shape, so we're hopeful. I I think he'll handle the ground all right.
I mean, this deluge that's expected tonight, I mean, that's going to change a lot of things, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think that'd bother the other guy, Moulin. He's young, I suppose. That's probably one of the things against him. But he does stay very well, and his Achilles heel has been his jumping all along. He's inclined to put in a wrong one here and there. Johnny rides him tomorrow, and he's schooled very well for Johnny. So I'm hoping that maybe he might get a good tune out of him.
Great, Noel. Well, the very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you. Thanks.
Best of luck to Noel. There's Blazer, Ruby.
Yeah, got injured last year between winning in Punchestown and heading for Galway. It's great to have him back. He's a decent horse, but it's his first run in a long time, and he's sure to improve for it.
8 is Robin the Man. This horse of Gordon Elliott's. Gordon's horse is in great order. A couple of winners down in Cork and a winner already here today. Whole place is on fire. This fella, he's an all to do. I think he's harsh enough treated 132. He won one day in Clonmel. He's been placed a couple of times over fences. It's just a competitive handicap. I'd say it's as good a race as he's running. See him rushing the fence there with Davy Russell. Got a shot back at him. He just tried to walk over.
Run up the apron.
Yeah, run up the apron.
Yeah, I'd say he'll be up. He doesn't do that in the middle of the race, but I don't know. Some people think that's lucky when they stand up on the apron below at the start. I'd prefer if they were looking at it myself. There's 9 Bellamy's. On the left of the shot in the hood is Courjoyou of Philip Dempsey's. Luke Dempsey rides, formerly with Sandra Hughes. And I think Tom Lee was saying there was some money for him in the bet, and he's down to 12 to 1 now.
Good luck with Gordon behind Para Brown.
Yes, and he's low to start.
We've moved this time to the 2 mile, 150 yard start. Horses were just down at about halfway up the straight, and the horses have had had a look at the fence, and they've had their girths checked. So they've already taken good formation, and that's what you imagine the lineup will look like. Down the inside, Dylan Robinson on 3 Wise Men, who won his maiden hurdle at this festival 2 years ago. And outside him, Rabin Damana is the one that tried to clamber over the fence there with Davy Russell. He's the horse you'll remember made an extremely bad mistake with Jack Kennedy in Clonmel, but Jack managed to get the horse back up to win. So if he's one that is aggressive with his fences, it's probably no harm that Davy has given him a good bit of light up the front. Others who are lining up handy are Crosshue Boy, trained by Sean Thomas Doyle, who's more noted for his point-to-point successes, but this fella's won his last 3, and Harley Dunn will claim 5 off him. So a competitive handicap. They're tightly bunched, and I'm sure they won't be leaving the front runners too far away.
Yes, Patrick's Park now just ahead of the market at 9 to 4. It's even tighter again on the exchanges. Tom Bon Papa 11 to 4, 7 to 1 Bardos 2.
Yes, indeed. Flip-flopping favourites on the betting exchanges. Every time you look back, it's one or the other. They could very well go off joint favourites. Certainly the each-way horse, this Courjoyeur that we mentioned earlier for the Dempseys. Number 11 on your race card, 14 and 16 to 1 here on the track. Bigger odds earlier today.
Yeah, interesting market. Bon Papa in the white cap of JP McManus, JD McGarvey with the red cap on Blazer.
Ruby, walking around below the start there, people have been interested to know, do you decide who's going to make it, or what do you do? Talk to another?
One of the lads will have said that they're going to book out handy. That looks like Harley Dunn in the black and yellow. And then the guys who want to be forward have lined up beside him. Those that want to follow line up behind them. And obviously our Dougal looks like he's going to drop out at the back, so he's walking along behind them. But if the lads cooperate with each other and a bit of common sense is used, everyone will get a fair start. The only way you get in trouble is when someone is trying to nick a flyer and he charges forward to leave the others behind. You have to trust the starter that when someone does try to pinch at the start, it's not going to let them go. Then everybody will walk, and when everyone gets a walk and start and there's a fair start, that's the best way to do it. But Davey will have plenty of control here. He'll keep them under order. So will the likes of Paul Town and Mark Walsh and that. Tell them all to walk in together. And it's fairly simple, as I always say. Anyway, whoever goes the fastest will make the running. As simple as that. So there's no point in trying to nick a bit and sneak forward. Just go faster than the others if you want to make it. They'll walk out now and swing right. They had to come round the fence here as well. The more space you have at the start, the easier they are too. To come around this fence, you need a fair bit of control. It's not a huge field, but if it was a very big field and they got tight, some horses will trot forward, and that will mean other lads will trot. So they'll come round the outside of the fence. They should drift back over to their right, then to line up to the tape. But they'll be talking to each other and communicating and trying to give each other a chance.
12 runners. Away they go. Here's Tony O'Hare.
Making the way on the short run to the first, and Robin de Mana, one of the leaders, also there in the black and yellow was Cross You Boy, and they're followed by Three Wise Men towards the near side ahead of Ask Nile. Let's see, all safely negotiate the first and head up towards the turn, with Robin de Mana showing just in front, Cross You Boy on the rail, then Three Wise Men, and they're being followed by Ask Nile, then the Irregular with Patrick's Park. Towards the inside is Cœur Joyeux, being followed by the West Awake, and then on the outside Blazer. Behind these is Bellamy de Sivola. You see round the turn and face up towards the second fence on the climb, and it's Robin de Mana from Three Wise Men, Cross You Boy on the inside. Ask Nile just behind him with the Irregular and Patrick's Park, Cœur Joyeux, the West Awake, Bellamy de Sivola. Then comes Bon Papa. They're followed by Blazer, and the back marker is R. Dougal. Fence number 3 coming up. It's the first of the open ditches. Robin de Mana on the inside of Three Wise Men, the big white face of the Irregular towards the outside, being followed out wide by Ask Nile. Let's see, all jump that safely and head up towards the top of the course. The next will be fence number 4, and Three Wise Men goes on from the Irregular and Ask Nile, then Robin de Mana on the inside of Cross You Boy. Blazer is on the outside, then the West Awake, Bellamy de Sivola, Patrick's Park, Cœur Joyeux, Bon Papa, and R. Dougal brings up the rear as they clear that fence and make the turn at the top of the course as they head towards the 5th at the top of the hill. And Three Wise Men, Ask Nile, between horses is the Irregular. Robin de Mana next on the inside of Cross You Boy. On the outside is Blazer, then Patrick's Park with Bellamy de Sivola, Cœur Joyeux and the West Awake. Bon Papa is behind them, and after him is R. Dougal. Racing down the hill towards the halfway point, and Three Wise Men from the Irregular and Ask Nile, they're followed by Cross You Boy. Then Blazer, behind them on the inside, Robin de Mana. Tracking him is Cœur Joyeux, then the West Awake. They take that downhill fence. And Three Wise Men and Ask Nile from Blazer, and then the Irregular. Cross You Boy is next, Bellamy de Sivola, and then comes Robin de Mana and Bon Papa. After them is Patrick's Park with the West Awake on the outside, and then Cœur Joyeux, and finally R. Dougal. Making the far turn inside the final mile, Three Wise Men disputes the lead. Alongside him is Ask Nile, then Blazer with the red cap towards the outer. The Irregular is just in behind him with Bellamy de Sivola, Cross You Boy, and then comes Bon Papa, then Patrick's Park on the inside of Robin de Mana, and behind them is Cœur Joyeux, then the West Awake, and back at the rear of the field is R. Dougal. As they race on towards the next plain fence, only about 8 lengths covering the entire field, and Three Wise Men and Ask Nile, they jump it together. The Irregular is between horses, then Blazer. Wide of him is Bellamy de Sivola, Cross You Boy still in touch, Robin de Mana, Cœur Joyeux towards the inside. Very tightly packed as they come down now towards the next fence, which is the third last, and it is Ask Nile who shows just ahead, rising to it from Three Wise Men. Blazer's on the outside, then Cross You Boy, Bellamy de Sivola. The Irregular comes under pressure as they round the turn into the straight now, and it is still up there. Ask Nile with Blazer. Bellamy de Sivola is closing on the right. Then comes Cross You Boy as they come to the first of the 3 in the straight, and Blazer lands just in front from Ask Nile. Then Bellamy de Sivola. Cross You Boy is next, then Three Wise Men, the West Awake and Bon Papa as they come to the second last now, and it's Blazer who jumps it just in front of Cross You Boy. Bellamy de Sivola on the near side, Bon Papa's in behind them as they race down now towards the final fence, and Bellamy de Sivola on the near side of Cross You Boy in the black and yellow, then Blazer, Bon Papa with a white cap. At the last, Bellamy de Sivola lands in front. Bellamy de Sivola from Cross You Boy, Bon Papa putting in a strong challenge on the near side, but as they race up to the line, it's Bellamy de Sivola and Sean Flanagan who win it by about 1.5 lengths. Bon Papa second, Cross You Boy for third, Blazer 4, clear of Patrick's Park, the West Awake. Then Ask Nile and R. Dougal, and the last few, the Irregular, Three Wise Men and Cœur Joyeux. So victory for number 9, Bellamy de Sivola, in the colours of Jigginstown House Stud, trained by Noel Meade and ridden by Sean Flanagan.
Oh, Noel Meade was hugely hopeful of this fella before the race, and he was proved absolutely right. Bellamy de Sivola has delivered the goods, and he's done it in style as well.
Yeah, a couple of runs and handicaps under his belt. Stud jump, he travelled really well. Bon Papa directly behind him in the white cap. Just got top for a bit of toe. Blazer travelled really well in the red cap and jumped super all the way. He ultimately got a bit tired in his first run for a while, but you know, Noel thought that they had made too much use from the last test, so Sean Flanagan is very aware of that, and he sits and hangs on all the way down to the last. He's very confident on him. He attacks going to the last, then jumps so well and has enough to last home from Bon Papa, who gets in under the last a little bit. So did the winner, I suppose, but Bellamy de Sivola just had a bit more gears. He's a former winner of a good handicap hurl at Leopardstown, Bellamy de Sivola, and he's done it well today.
Yeah, there's plenty of winners come out. It was a good competitive race. Second ran a big race. Third horse was run a cracker as well after winning 3. He got under the last a bit too, but nice one for Sean Flanagan and Noel Meade. They've had a right good year, and this fella's won a nice pot here at Fairyhouse Easter Monday, 50,000 grade 2. Tracy's with Noel Meade.
I certainly am, and very well done. I thought he looked so well, and he ran it blinded, didn't he?
Yeah, it's great.
You look delighted.
I'm going to slag his Mike's racing manager now when he comes back in, because I told him the way we're going to ride him, and he said, I'll meet you over there. So
but it worked, didn't it?
Yeah, no, you get him relaxed. He's been working great at home, and we're very happy with him.
Yeah. Sean was great.
Yeah, no, he rides well. He's doing everything right.
That's good.
Well. Yeah, it's great to have a winner today, you know.
Certainly is. Maybe some more tomorrow. Well done.
The racing manager, I'm sure he's talking about Eddie O'Leary.
I'm sure he is, yeah. Noel wanted to drop him in. Eddie obviously wanted to ride him handy, but look, everyone has a difference of opinion, but they got him switched off and he's arrived, and even when he picks him up at the back of the second last, Sean sits straight back up, how his leg gets straight, and he sits back on the bridle. He's anxious not to commit too soon. He keeps tapping him on the shoulder to keep the revs up, so he's concentrating on the last, sits quiet the last 3 strides, gets in and picks him up really quick away from the last. But he never gets over serious with him. He rides him hands and heels to the line. He obviously feels like he's a bit in the tank, and he's more than confident he's going to win, and he ends up winning a length and a half maybe. You know, it's a confident ride. There's Eddie O'Leary patting him on the back with the brown Trebley. Noel Meade hasn't quite discussed the tactics with him yet, we don't think. He's coming around to have a word with him now, maybe. No, he's staying the other side.
Eddie's a good judge of a horse, though. I know he has deep pockets for his brother, but he's bought a lot of good horses from Michael over the years. A lot of good horses. I mean, he's a way above the average of buying good horses. You know what I mean?
You pick them out when you walk into the ring too, and they're always fine, big, strapping individuals. Yeah, there's plenty about them.
He's difference of opinion as far as riding goes, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Everyone has different opinions.
We sure do. Sells a lot of good horses too. He sold a yearling or a 2-year-old there that's heading for the Kentucky Derby as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Lost on this Noel's wife Derville by the horse's head.
Sean has had a right run for Noel, hasn't he, since he took over there from Paul?
He has. They've had a great run, yeah. They've had a good season.
Big shoes to fill.
Huge. I think Sean has 50 odd winners ridden this season, so that's a good tally for him. So yes.
Did it well, Belle de Sivola, and we've got the big one still to come, the Royal Sports Gold Cup. Guys, were you watching Maidan yesterday? Did you see Mendelsohn win 18 lengths?
I did, yeah. I said it was a bicycle race.
I thought it was amazing to watch the carnival throughout, to watch the bias on the dirt for the horses on the rail.
Yeah.
It was incredible to watch that any dirt track could have that big a bias, but there was a huge bias for it. You saw it in the Dubai World Cup final as well. I think Tracy has Sean Flanagan now.
Yes, here was Sean Flanagan. Very, very well done. Different tactics today.
Yeah, look, he just ran a bit what you talk out the last day in Leopardstown. He does want the ground that he had that day. He does want nicer ground, and it was a little bit dead for him here today, but we just got him switch off a little bit, and I think it was key to him. He's run a lovely race. He's a really nice horse. Like, he just taken a bit of time to get to himself, and I think dropping him in a bit helped, you know, just got him switched off.
Certainly did, and you seem to have plenty left as well.
Right, look, sure, he didn't do a whole lot from the back of the last line, but yeah, like, you know, it's testing ground. I was tiring away to line 2, but it's just I got to switch him off early, and it was key to him, you know.
Yeah, he's a lovely horse.
Gorgeous big horse. Like, he's had a good novice hurdle campaign. It's just taken a little while to come to himself. I thought he'd have to win the chase long before now, but yeah, look, it's very, very happy.
Well done to you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sean.
Cheers.
Yes, well done to Sean Flanagan, of course. Sean rides Snow Falcon, horse number 6 tomorrow in the Boyle Sports National. He steers the Network gelding to 1.5 length success at a price of 7-1, and certainly Noel Meade gave us plenty of encouragement before the race. Second, Bon Papa, he's a winner and waiting. Surely clouted one out the country and did well to finish second at 3-1, and third, number 7, Cross Who By, 20-1 and third. And you can add in Blazer as well to your Punchestown mix, probably as a horse that's going to win a race as well before the end of the season. Bellamida Sivola, your 7-1 winner. Andy Mack, all yours.
I'm here in the pre-saddling enclosure, joined by Ben Delamere and Harold Kirker, either side of Alboom Photo as they saddle him. So Ben, Alboom Photo came out of Cheltenham all right?
Yeah, touch wood, yeah, please God, yeah. Oh.
And you saddle 5 of them in this, is it? What do you think is the best of them?
I think hopefully Invitation.
Invitation only?
Yeah.
So if you were going, you'd go Invitation only?
I would, yeah.
And you want to throw a sheet in this sort of keep him warm, you certainly get a bit cool. So it takes a good bit of logistics running 5 of them in the one race.
It does, but sure Willie knows by now what he's on, isn't he?
But I'm sure you run all the logistics as opposed to Willie does.
I don't think about that now.
Alright, well thank you very much Ben, and best of luck with a lot of them.
Well done Andy, and what a fascinating race it is. Just 9 runners and 2 trainers. Guys, I think we ought to embrace it. We ought to embrace the talents of Willie and Gordon. It's an extraordinary season they're having, and I mean they're setting an extraordinary pace.
They're going to train over 400 winners between the two of them. They have more prize money won than the next 14 trainers on the list together, and they'll have more races won than probably the rest of the trainers.
They've both got incredible talents. I mean, we talked about Palisade and how difficult he was in Newmarket, and what a tune Gordon's got out of him here. I mean, it is rather remarkable, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but obviously a change of environment could help that too. I mean, he's coming from Newmarket into a private residence like Gordon Elliott has. A couple of days hunting, I think Davey was praising Keith Donoghue. I think Keith hunted him a fair bit, and probably changed his mind on a few things. But it is incredible what both Gordon and Willie have done in the last couple of years.
I mean, Ruby, you're down there a lot. Other aspects that you can see that he does that others don't? I mean, where's the detail? Where's the magic?
I don't know, Robert. I wish I did know. I don't know.
You've been in both places now with 2 hugely successful trainers in your life. Paul Nicholls was hugely successful. 4 or 5 gold cups, all the rest.
Yeah, and it's funny, like you're on about this race with only 1 trainer. I rode in the celebration chase in Sandown the year Paul and Martin Piper going hammer and tongs at it, and they had all the runners between them as well. Azerty up in Welchie at the top of the market. But I don't know what's the secret. I mean, there couldn't be any different facilities or people, Paul Nicholls and Willie.
More different.
I mean, they're complete opposites. I mean, Paul Nicholls trained up the side of a hill, Willie Mullins' gallop is dead flat. They couldn't be any different. I don't know, the more I look at it, the more I believe that it's a pure art and not a science, because there is no definition, there's no equation that says if you do X, Y and Z you will get that result. There's not. It's an art. They train off their eye in their own routine, doing their own thing. It is a talent and an art, and it's not a science, and there's no formula.
Amazing. It's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
Well, we've got it coming up. It's got very cold, I can tell you, here at Fairyhouse, but our next race, the big one, is something to warm the hearts. Comes up after the break.